What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is VH1 Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition, Season 1, Episode 10. Lord, that was a lot. We are at the season finale. And we're at the next to the last night. And Amina is performing. Mina Butterfly is performing. And while she's performing, a few little things are going down. Some things is happening. So first we have Booby and Sin flirting. I like you too. What we gonna do when we leave here? I mean, is it really like, are we just infatuated with each other? Are we really liking each other? I don't know. I guess we gotta find out. That was pretty much what that was. Okay. Then we have the situation with Cisco, with the Creep Squad, and what happened with Stevie J saying that Shekinah told him that Cisco admitted that something went down between him and Amina. Let me tell y'all something. I'm sick of this. First of all, this was a storyline on the last season we had of Love and Hip Hop, which was pre-Corona Rona. So we talking about 3 years ago. 2 good years at least, because we weren't even having, like, they were in the middle of filming Love and Hip Hop New York. I mean, Atlanta, when everything had to be shut down, which means that we had already been out of Love and Hip Hop New York, or towards the end of it, or whatever. Listen, this storyline is old, and I'm sick of it, and I'm done with it. And so what we find out is they bring Shekinah over. They ask Shekinah what was said. Shekinah said, well, Cisco, you know, you told me that you and Amina were at the club and had been drinking, and you took her to your apartment and y'all kissed. Amina told us in the second episode. Amina said in episode 2, I went to Cisco's house, we fooled around, nothing, it didn't go any further than that. It wasn't a good look. Cisco said that last week when he was talking to Peter. He said, listen, I was wrong, I kissed her, but that's all that happened. You mean to tell me, Stevie J, you inserted your good guy ass into this scenario, and all Shekinah said was they kissed? But in Shekinah's mind, well, what comes next? Y'all been drinking and y'all kissing. I know something happened, even though he didn't say it. Girl, you about to start World War III. You about to have these 3 dudes straight up boxing it out down on the beach over your imagination because you don't think that people can stop at a kiss. Girl, and then she had the nerve to say, I ain't in this, I'm walking away. You set this whole thing off. So now we right back where we started with Amina. So then they bring Amina over there. Amina was like, listen, I don't have to tell Peter nothing. She said, you know how many people Peter been with? Peter don't tell me nothing, and I don't have to tell Peter nothing. What he does is his business, and what I do is my business. Now, I will say, I understand part of where she's coming from, but there's a difference between Peter being out here cheating. I ain't giving Peter no passes, but there is a difference between Peter being out here cheating with random chicks and you messing with his best friend. That is different. Shit is off limits, and you know it. She's off limits to Cisco, and Cisco, she's off limits to you. That's it. That's just how it is. That's the rules. Shit. So that was pretty much a bust. And the way I felt about it was, y'all, we really need to let this go, because at the end of the day, we right back where we started. Like, we didn't learn any new information other than Shekinah putting sauce on the shit. So the next day, again, we see Sin and Booby talking about how much they liked each other. We see Rich and Peter in the gym trying to discuss whether they're going to be cool with Cisco, you know, what's good, because they're leaving the next day. So are we going to be friends with him? Are we going to work this out? Like, we basically found out that they were doing the same thing we knew they were doing. We found out that they were, you know, they kissed and that was it. He was like, but, you know, Cisco's really going through some stuff right now. Like, he's really hurting. You know, he was crying, you know, yesterday. He's really got a lot going on. And so Rich was like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, I don't know. So we have a, I guess it was like a brunch. They have, Brooke and Marcus are hosting, sort of like a love brunch type situation. And they had like a really cute idea. Mimi came up and she talked about, you know, basically how bad Stevie dogged her out, but the fact that there's a reason there's a season, and for whatever reason God put Stevie in her life, and whatever lesson she was supposed to learn from it, she took it. And it was hard. She said it was hard. She said, but I learned how strong I was to get through it. Um, and then Cisco came up, and Cisco was open. He talked about how hard things have been for him with his marriage falling apart, him not seeing his kids, and just how he's been in a really, really bad space. And I think that sort of softened up Peter a little bit to what was going on with Cisco, and the fact that he stood up and he was open and he kind of like opened up what was going on. So they pulled him, and I mean, Safari was like, I feel him, I see that he was just really dealing with a lot. Like, I understand him a little bit better, and we good, we cool. So the fellas pulled Cisco aside, and Cisco admitted, he said, listen, I get hurt sometimes when I find out that y'all were hanging out without me. Y'all go out to dinner, y'all go to the bar, y'all spend time together, and then I'm jealous. He said, and so yeah, there are times when I do things to get y'all's attention. There are times when I do things because it's like a little kid. Bad, like, attention is attention, whether it's good or bad. Attention is attention. And this was a lesson I had to learn. What Peter and what Rich was saying was, you have to let us know what's going on. Like, you're going through things and you shut down. So yeah, we go out to eat without you, or we hang out without you because when you've shut us out, and I've done that, and I've done that, and I've had to self-reflect and say, what have you done? Because I would do the same thing. I would see my friends hanging out, and I'd be like, well, ain't nobody call me, ain't nobody asking me to do this, ain't nobody asking me to do that. But then I realized, you know what? People did call and you always said no. Or people did reach out and you didn't return a call, or you didn't respond. So after a certain point, people are going to stop. And he was like, man, I miss my kids. I miss my family, and they said, but we'll figure it out. Like, we will help you. We'll figure it out. He said, listen, Rich was like, listen, Peter leans on me and I lean on him. When we're going through shit, we lean on each other. We don't shut each other out. We lean on each other. And that's what you got to do with us. And so they had like a whole bro moment where they was crying and all that good stuff. So I was happy to see it, because even though Cisco irritates my soul, I think this was a genuine moment. Like, this wasn't for the cameras. This was genuine. Like, it was real. I felt it. So after they did all of this, then they had, they tried to make Sin and Erica make up. Child, let that go. That's never, listen. Sometimes it's okay to just coexist. Like, everything don't have to be resolved. Everything just don't. So after they did that, then on everybody's table, they had pictures from the week. And they had scrapbook materials, and everybody was able to make a scrapbook. And I thought that was a really cute idea, that everybody had pictures and the different stickers and all of that, and everybody was able to make their own scrapbook so they could walk away with their own, souvenir. I thought that was really cool. So then we had the talent show, the final night. We had a talent show to wrap everything up. And the Creep Squad performed. That was like, they said that was their first time being on stage in a long time. And, Cisco said it felt good. He said he's just sorry it took to the last night for it to happen, but it felt good to him. We saw where Safari brought Erica over to Rich, and they were able to, hug it out, because we know that, the last thing Rich, was on camera talking about something, he would spit on Erica, and of course Rich was like, I would never do that. Like, I was just, embarrassed, upset, whatever. He was like, but we good. So then he talking about something. Well, you think we could maybe get you to talk to Cynthia? Erica was like, nah, we good. Like, let that go. Like, just, let it go. So then Shekinah went up and did comedy. Shekinah's funny. She's irritating, but she is funny. Bobby Lights did some comedy, Yo-Yo, she did a little rap. And Yo-Yo said that what she learned from this was that she learned to, like, just chill out. She was holding on to a lot. She put a lot on her shoulders, and she wasn't living in the moment, and she said that this let her, just drop her guard a little bit, open herself up to new people and things like that. So, then they did the whole closing, what I learned, what I loved, and everybody said they had a good time. Everybody said that they didn't want to leave. Everybody said that it was a great experience. And it looks like it really was. It really, really does. Even with the bullshit, even with the drama, even with the, extraness, it looked like it was a good time. So I feel like everybody had themselves a good time, and it was what it was. I don't know if they're gonna do a season 3, but child, we'll see. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.